Once you get through the court system, through the justice system, and you wind up in the tender mercies of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, supposedly justice has been served. Sometimes, but not always. Sometimes, justice is a little imperfect. District Attorney's investigators David Jones and Quinn Fenwick are assigned to the LA County DA's Office of Conviction Review and the Appellate Division. In 2015, they were given a task: look at a 1996 attempted murder conviction. Marco Contreras, he'd been convicted in Compton Court for shooting and attempting to rob a man at a gas station in the middle of the day. Now, the victim survived, and both the victim and an on-duty Carson Station LET, law enforcement trainee, identified Contreras as the shooter. Mr. Contreras was convicted. He spent over 20 years in prison, during which time the appellate court confirmed the conviction, and the Supreme Court of California affirmed that conviction as well. However, these two deputy DAs, they just looked at this and said something isn't right here. Contreras was continuing to assert the fact that he was innocent. They located the getaway driver from the incident. Now, he too had been convicted, but he served only 18 months as an accessory. DAIs Jones and Fenwick convinced the driver to come forward and identify the actual shooter, as well as other conspirators. The getaway driver was the brother of Contreras, and he was understandably ashamed and criticized by their family for letting Mr. Contreras take the full blame, take the fall, and take 20 years in the state prison system. DAI Jones and Fenwick used undercover techniques, surveillances, meticulous record searches, and other techniques to obtain an admission from the actual shooter, a man named Antonio Salgado, who after the crime moved to another state. Following Jones and Fenwick's investigation, 2 other conspirators were also charged, and they admitted their involvement in the crime. All 3 are currently awaiting trial in 2018. Mr. Contreras was ultimately exonerated, released from prison, and currently he lives in Riverside. It should be interesting to note he had no other criminal history at the time he was arrested and convicted at age 20. For going above and beyond, for working very long hours, for traveling all over the nation, exhausting traditional techniques for investigation, and interviewing dozens of witnesses to prove that justice is indeed fair and impartial, and when an error is made, justice will spare no expense in correcting a wrong. District Attorney's investigators David Jones and District Attorney Investigator Quinn Fenwick are presented the ALADS Exemplary Performance Award.